Aspen University, COM100, Introduction to Communications. My name's Andre Rosedale, and this is for Module 1, Discussion Question 1, which reads, you are working in a large medical facility. You work with several doctors and nurses from other cultures. How might cultural differences impact your ability to communicate clearly and effectively with others? What can you do to ensure messages are clearly exchanged with others? So I look forward to reading your initial responses because obviously you can't see this video until you've made your initial post. So in order to continue this conversation kind of outside of what the textbook answers they're looking for, I would like to know, when have you ever experienced something like this? Is this like the beginning of a new job, a new school, a social club, moving into a new neighborhood? I have recently moved to the Central American country of Costa Rica, which you'll hear about throughout the class. And I have learned that Costa Ricans, who call themselves ticos and ticas, don't like to say no. They don't like to give you a negative answer. They're very polite, and they don't like to say no. For example, we were doing an exploratory trip several years ago, and we were staying at a boutique hotel, and I asked the waiter for whatever I was having for lunch with an Imperial Light. Imperial beer is the like the national beer down here, and I asked for an Imperial Light, and he insisted to me that Imperial Silver was the better option for lunch. Come to find out later, he just didn't want to tell me that he didn't have any Imperial Light in stock. He had Imperial Silver and then the normal Imperial. So he didn't want to say no. So how did I start figuring out the different ins and outs of how Costa Ricans speak, beyond the fact that they speak Spanish as their first language? I talked to other people. I went on to some forums and looked at stuff and asked questions to other people that had experiences. And maybe that would be applicable in starting a new job somewhere where there's many different cultures. If you were not familiar with say somebody from India, a doctor from India, or a research director from China, maybe you could ask other people that have worked with them to learn about the different ins and outs in communicating with them properly. What are your experiences and what do you think? I look forward to your response.